T-Mill, come out and play.
Play it loud.
We're changing the status quo one voice at a time through music, edutainment, children, and awareness. We're progressing and preserving the culture through real conversations with people who've had real success. Multicultural artists and musicians, models, entrepreneurs, innovators, and activists. This is Paradox East, and you are in tune with T-Mill. Powered by the MaitlandConservatory.org.
Thank you for listening to In Tune with T-Mill.
Welcome everyone to another episode of In Tune with T-Mill. I'm your host, T-Mill, live from the Rocket City. You will now be encouraged and entertained. Nothing will change until you change something. We are here live at the Maitland Conservatory for another episode of In Tune with T-Mill. We all about changing the status quo, man. People that are making a change, making a difference. I know there's people out there that we need a balance. You see ball players, you see entertainers, you see dope dealers, or you see this, or you see that, whatever. But there needs to be a balance. And what the media doesn't show is people that are actually, and us as well. It ain't just the media. Some of the things that we share doesn't really show the whole landscape of what we're capable of, what our abilities are. And that's what this show is about, to show a different light, to show a balance of the things that are going on. So, again, now you may not know that, but there's highly successful women and men who grew up in the same neighborhood as you. You may see the history and the precedents being created near you, but there's no balance of media, in the media, of success, influence, innovators, trendsetters, and as much entertainers, crime stories, and violence. So we need more reports and coverage of people who succeed, people who are making a difference that look like you and I. I don't care where you are. You could be on Mars somewhere. You could be blue, green, yellow, or red. Doesn't matter. And our guest today is making that balance, delivering those reports, and changing the status quo. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm Jones is in tune with T-Mill. What up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing today, man?
Man, I can't complain. It's like 80 degrees out there. We got some summertime weather.
It feel like 100 degrees out there today. For real.
Right. So we all good. We all good. So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me on here, man.
Absolutely. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about doing this.
Yeah.
We're here live on Facebook for those of you guys watching.
We're here.
What's up? And James, what's happening? And I ain't seen you in about 30 years. Where you? Well, not 30 years. 3 years. So where you been? We are live at the Maitland Conservatory, and I wanted you to come to the show because, again, you're doing something that's different.
Yeah.
And not different in the sense that of what you're doing, but how you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then at the time you're doing it, because nobody else is doing it. That I know of. You know, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing certain things, but not in the same fashion and in the same sense.
Yeah.
So again, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here. It's a real blessing and big opportunity, man.
All right, and if you guys are watching on Facebook Live, those of you that are listening on the audio part, y'all can't see the shirt, but Facebook Live, you can see the Stutterbox that he represents.
Stutterbox, man. This is way of life, man. How I live every day.
So, let's talk about. First of all, where are you from?
I'm from Gaston, Alabama, born and raised.
All right,
small city out of Alabama, country town. I just left from there yesterday, man. Shout out to my hometown, matter of fact.
All right, and growing up, what do you remember most about growing up? Like as far as, you know, where you grew up, or if there was a particular person, what do you remember most that of growing up?
Man, growing up as a child, man, I think I had a lot of hard times, then I had a lot of good times, because my life wasn't spoon-fed. Like, my granddad made me work for everything I got. I had to work for it. Like, I wasn't born into no wealthy family. My family didn't have mansions. They didn't buy me no Mercedes, no BMW to drive to school. So I really didn't get my first car until I got to college. You know what I'm saying? So my granddad had to really just make me work to get where I want to. And the first car I had, it was a 1996 two-door red Chevrolet Cavalier. I just called it my little Charger. But once I got that car, I think I appreciated things that other people didn't have. Like, I grew up in a single parent home. My mama did the best she could. My granddad and my grandparents really what raised me and made me who I am. So by that, I took life more serious than anything else. Like my life, I feel like I ain't got a daddy. My mama single, my mama young. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like my life, like, dang, like my friends, they got fathers, they got married people, they got everything that I wanted, that I seen, but I didn't have that. But I just took that as a lesson from God. Like, don't take that as a downfall. Take it as a blessing, because you can always go outside of what you was did, and know what I'm saying, and build yourself up to become better than your circumstance that you were put in. So
what made you, or because people that are in that situation right now that have come from that, they can go one of a few ways. And so they could take that, that feeling or that fuel and kind of let them drive. Let that drive them to be better. But sometimes they may fall under pressure and start to go another way. So what kept you from going down, quote unquote, the wrong path and sort of changing it and making something better out of yourself?
What made me want to be different?
Because it's tempting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I can get out here and sell, or I can get out here and rob, or I can get out here and do this. It's a quick fix, but I think it takes something more to keep you on that right path. So what did that for you? I
seen a lot of my friends go down the wrong road. Seen a lot of them go to prison, a lot of them go to jail.
And it ain't sexy. It don't look good.
It didn't look good. And when I seen that pretty much scared me. Like, you go to jail for 4 or 5 years, you sitting behind a cell where you ain't got no freedom. You can't do what you want to do. You can't go here. You can't see no women. And me personally, I love women. You know what I'm saying? So I love women. So I don't want to do that. Shanika, I'm sorry, but I'm just telling the truth. I ain't want to do that. So I want to be better than the situation that I was put in. Like, I just want to be different. I want to change. I want to just change away from me, my family, my life, the way I live and how I think. So once I seen it's another way of life, it's opportunities out here in the world that you can go get. Somebody exposed me to that. And his name was Toby Boston. Like, Toby, thank you for doing that, man. Like, he showed me another way of life. Like, he said, whatever you do, man, don't ever be content at being at a standstill. Like, you can't be content. Always be hungry, but never be greedy. You can always eat, but never get too much of yourself and how you feel. He
Shout
the first
out to
one.
Toby, man.
Shout out to Toby Boston, man.
Because there's always someone. If everybody goes back and thinks about it, anybody that's doing okay, or anybody that's getting by, or anybody that's in a better situation that they were from before, there's always at least one or a few people that, whether they're blood or whether they come from the same neighborhood, but they steered you right. You didn't do it by yourself. You're not here. I didn't do it by myself. By yourself. So I think there's that one, again, for you, that's that one person that did keep you. What were some of the things that he did or showed you, that sort of, because again, you saw your friends going to jail or going to prison or whatnot, but what were some of the things that he did? Because I think there's people that need to do that or need to recognize when somebody's doing that in their life.
I think Toby, at the time, it was a big time recruit from my school named Dre Kirkpatrick. He from Gaston too. Jarrell Harris Alden from Gaston. I'd never been to a college football game in my life. I'd never seen a college campus unless I seen it on TV. So Toby Boston called me one day, like, man, you can go to Alabama game, watch Javier Reno play. I was like, yeah, but no, but it ain't too much now I want to do. So once he took me down there, that was Alabama versus Mississippi State. Javier broke the record of, what I'm saying, most scoring punt returns in that year. I went down there, and just my whole mindset just changed about everything. Like, I just
it's a whole lot different.
A whole lot different. When I was there, I was around the campus like I never seen in my life. So the next day I came back to Gaston. That Sunday morning, I was like, man, it's time to just get my stuff together, get my life right, do better in school, and prepare myself to be a man that I wanted to be. I think from that day forward, I started making A's and B's in school. I ain't gonna lie. 9th, 10th grade, 11th grade, I was failing. I was making D's and C's. Like, I'm not scared to admit that, but I was doing that. I was flunking out of high school. My mama told me, hey, if you gonna keep doing that, you might as well go quit and get your GED. I couldn't blame for telling me that, because I'm wasting your time. I'm wasting the school time. And I'm just wasting people's time. So once I went there, I came back. I took my ACT that following week. I made a 21 on it.
Wow.
Don't nobody know that, but I did. Once I did that, my grades came up. I just started bettering myself. Like, I don't want to be stuck in the same position that I was when I was 17, 16, 18 years old. I'm 25 years old now, so therefore I want to prosper and grow in life. So when he showed me you can do this, you can do that, you ain't got to worry about having a dad, you ain't got to worry about having somebody behind you. If you got the mind to do it yourself, you can always be successful.
You got all the tools.
You got all the tools you need. But he always say, just keep God first. And from that day forward, everything I do, I put God first. And I don't care if I'm going down the street to go to class. I got to have God with me because you never know. Something always happens. So therefore, every day I get up in the morning, I pray to God every day to keep me motivated and keep me where I'm at in life.
Now, also something that you did for, the kids that are out there making, bad grades or the D's and F's or whatever, and people are going ahead and writing them off a little too early and thinking that, all right, nothing's going to come of this. Not only did you bring your grades back up, but then you also enrolled in college.
I enrolled in college.
Started to get your degree, and not just keeping it all the way funky. There's some degrees where I feel like in college where we just in there just to figure our way out.
Going to school to major,
just going to school just to do it.
Just to major in literature.
Right. So it's all right, some of those things they could do without. But not only did you do that, you also took a course that, again, we're down in the Rocket City. Huge, science, tech, engineering background. So not only from making bad grades to start to taking up a course like, engineering or things like that to that is quote unquote not necessarily a hard course, but it's very dedicated. That you got to be extremely dedicated and detail oriented in the mind frame.
Got to have the mind frame.
You can't just put it off. So talk to us about that, because there's some kids that may think that, all right, I'm going to go to school for business. All right, well, what type of business? Or I'm going to go to school for this. And they may think there's only 5 or 6 things that they can do, not knowing about engineering or science or some of these things. So from your perspective, what are some of the things that drew you to wanting to do that? And now that you're going through it and graduating and whatnot, what do you see?
I'm going to be real. It was the money.
There it is.
It was the money. It was pretty much the money, because I feel like if I can go to school for these amount of years, 4 or 5 years to get my degree, and I can make this much amount of money, why not take the time out if it take me 5 or 6 years? Like my friend Sean always say, like, you should always try to rush to get through school. Like, don't rush to get through college, because I got friends now that have graduated college, and every time they see me, I wish I would have stayed in school. I wish I would have stayed in school.
Yeah.
I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time.
You got to make that paper back to pay them loans.
You got to make that money back, because
whatever you do, however you paid for it, you got to make it back.
Uncle Sam will come see you for them student loans. Trust me, I know he's knocking at my door now. And I ain't even graduated yet. He's knocking at my door now.
Right. So you got to do something that's going to get you that money back. But for engineering, what besides the money, what also because again, there's a lot of things that we can do that make a lot of money. But what was inside you that you saw that gravitated or just kind of drew your attention to sticking with it, because you saw the money aspect but then you stuck with it? It
was pretty much on how the world evolved. The world evolved around 3 things: medical, engineering, pretty much science. And I want to be I'm going to school to be a mechanical engineer, but I really want to be a project engineer, project manager. I like designing things, like coming up with ideas, like I like just being creative and maintaining. Once I seen, and my granddad, he was a software engineer. Like he fixed on computers, TVs, and radios, and all that stuff. I seen him do it, so I pretty much seen him do it. And then once I seen him do it, I felt the love for it. Like, I felt like I can do it. I started building things with him. I'm taking out circuit boards, CD boards, TV boards, and I like this. It's fun. That's something I want to do. So once I seen him do it, and I felt in love with it, because sometimes I'd always go break down one of my cars I got for Christmas all the time, break it down, take it apart, and put it back together, and just play with the wires. And then I did it. Once I did it, I just felt the love for it. I felt like this is my drive. This is something I want to do. Because intentionally, I want to go to school, be a physical therapist, but I ain't want to be in school that long, learning about people body parts, knees, kneecaps, and I ain't gonna do that forever. But I found something I love to do. I like electronics. I like mechanicals. I like learning about how to build motors, how to teach the world how to evolve around circuit boards, how the bridges is being built. Because pretty much the world is pretty much engineering. The roads, civil engineers build that.
Absolutely.
Everything else, we create, we make.
We need a couple of those civil engineers to finish this parkway out here.
Yeah, the world is in our hands. So
now, as an engineer, and then where else better than the 256 out here in the Rocket City? I mean, there's a lot of changes, and if for those that are listening that haven't lived here for long, you may not notice it, but a lot of us have been here for a while. We see the changes and see how it once looked, and then in hindsight, in 10 years, we're going to have photos and videos of things that didn't exist, before. So as an engineer, what are some of the things that, and then being here in the city or even in Gadsden, or things in general, what are some changes that you would like to see, implemented, or just even something that you would like to see change for the better or just be done with completely?
You hit me with a question right there.
Oh, yeah, we getting it in. If you guys have any questions as well, in the Facebook Live, wherever you're watching that, make sure you drop them in the chat room or make sure you drop them on the live, and we will ask, what up, Doc? I see you. But, yeah, what are some of those changes that you would like to see?
I'd like to see more buildings go up for us, projects for kids, for us, like Boys and Girls Club, after-school programs that I would like to be a part of and design myself to make sure kids stay out the streets, stay out of jail, stay out of doing things that they don't have no business doing, so that way they can always grow and prosper.
Stop building prisons, but build more.
Stop building prisons and build something that kids can always go to. Because tell you the truth, there's nothing right here for kids to do these days besides run the streets, fight, shoot people, do things that's unnecessary.
Absolutely.
So I want to be a part of something like. I don't want to build a jail because pretty much everybody in jail, they always say it's black. I want to build something the kids they can always go to and remember me. Malcolm helped me do this. Malcolm designed this for me. Malcolm helped me prosper, helped me grow in life. So therefore, I want to be I think the first project I want to manage is a Boys and Girls Club called Malcolm Boys and Girls Club. Have my own.
I like the ring of that.
Have my own society.
Now, something that you're creating now is Stutterbox. So, what describe Stutterbox? Because in my mind, I'm a little slow.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I start thinking about a box, literally. I think about it stuttering, and I'm just all out there with it. But explain that to people, that what that means or what's the vision behind that.
Stutterbox is pretty much my life. When I was little, I got picked on by how I talked, how I walked, how I did everything. But the way I talked is my stuttering problem. I stutter so much. Like, I stutter a whole lot in my life. And to the point, like, sometimes I go home and cry about it. My mom tried to put me in speech class. That didn't work.
Right.
They took me out of speech class, tried to made me go see a speech therapist. Yeah. I didn't do that. I didn't want to do it because I feel like eventually this would be something for me to grow in life, to help somebody else get through their problems. So one day with my friends, we were heading to Montgomery one day. They're like, man, you need your own TV show, your own talk show. 3 or 4 years, I was like, man, y'all crazy. Y'all just talking. Y'all just want to talk. Y'all just want to joke. Whatever y'all smoking, y'all need to start smoking it because y'all talking crazy. I let the dream pass by 2 or 3 times. Then eventually I went to God about it. I prayed about it. Then one day I called my friend Gucci. His name Miles. He stay in Mobile. I said, Miles, man, if you can, come up with me a design so I can just prosper. I did it. Then once I did it, I didn't think I was gonna do it. But I told people I was gonna do it. But I ain't believe in myself. They didn't believe in. But somebody just kept pushing me, go for it. Don't hold back, just go for it.
Wow.
I went for it. I told people about it. They laughed at my face like, man, you crazy. I put it on Facebook. People laughed at me and said, boy, you crazy. And at one point in time, I wanted to give up. Like, I ain't gonna work out. I ain't gonna do it. But I built myself up and I did it. And once I did it, it went from that.
Took on a life of his own.
Took on a life on his own.
Absolutely.
And I could pretty much say it was God. Like, He helped me do this.
Absolutely.
He helped me.
Absolutely. And where, in doing that, because I've watched some of the episodes.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen all of them, but I also think that we learn just as we're sitting here now, we're chopping it up, parlaying, learning from each other, building. There's also things that we learn from other people. So
yes, sir. In
the guests that you've had, or in since you've been building this, what are some of the things that you've learned by learning about other people?
I learned about. I think pretty much all my guests have been single parents. Like they grew up in a single parent home, and they doing things to help them build their family and build them up. But one thing I learned about my guests, they all strong. They all believe in God. They all have a strong mind, and we all chasing the same dream, is to make it. And once I feel they vibe, they instinct, and what I get from the show, we just connect on a mental level. And ever since then, like, I love all my guests. Every guest I done had on my show, I always bonded with them about something. even they done lost a loved one. We didn't been through the same things that I'd have been through, and it's just a blessing to him. Like you don't know how blessed it is to have people come on my show to support me. Like I'm just
and
happy.
then also who and where can also, because we're talking about Stutterbox TV. What up, Lloyd? If you guys have any questions, we're here with Malcolm Jones of Stutterbox TV. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys put your questions in the chat room if you have any questions. For some of the guests, tell the people about some of the guests that you've had and some of the things that you guys have talked about on the show, so they can go back and say, okay, I gotta check this out.
I think my favorite guest was L'Oreal Jones.
Yeah.
I've been knowing L'Oreal since I first moved to school. I knew the old L'Oreal, and I know the new L'Oreal. The old L'Oreal, she'll turn up on the new L'Oreal. I can call her any time of the day now. We'll talk. She'll pray for me. I'll pray for her. She just keep me grounded, and she keep me motivated. She always tell me what I shouldn't do, how I should act now. Because once you got good things going on, people watching.
Yeah,
they're watching. They watching. So I try to monitor myself to be better than what I was. Like I try to not get caught up in so much drama, not entertain people on Facebook, not entertain a lot of things because I got people watching me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can make one bad move, they're gonna talk bad about me.
And it's hard, because
hard.
Again, we human, we're not perfect, so we have to. It's almost sad that in this day and age that we have to do that because we got to move a little bit different. And not that we're doing anything that we shouldn't do, but it could be taken the wrong way, or somebody takes it out of context, and now it's become something ridiculous. Man, I seen Malcolm in the trap, and he was moving this. No, I wasn't. I was down there with the boys. I was building a Boys and Girls Club, and we were talking about the trap. But again, I think it's what you're doing, and then with the show. Again, I want people to subscribe, watch the show, give you feedback, and help build it, because the reason why this is so important is because there's not anything else like it.
No,
you know what I'm
not.
saying? So,
and then I'll be the first one with a television on national TV. I'll be the first young man that has a stutter problem on national television. That's my goal, and I'm gonna do it. I don't care how it take me, how hard I gotta work to do it. I'm gonna do it because, like I always say, anything you put your mind to, you can do it.
You're definitely gonna do it.
You can do it. So right now, by being on here with Tim, like, it's a blessing because most people don't have the opportunity, but I'm blessed to be here, sit him right now because he asked me, and I'm also gonna do the same for him. He need me to do something. He support me, so I'm gonna support him. It's just like it's a blessing to be where I'm at today, Tim. Like, you really don't know, man. It's really a blessing.
Absolutely. That's the reason why we're here, is to keep doing this. You guys, once again, now where can they find it also to watch the episodes or to get more information about it?
I got a YouTube channel called Stutterbox TV. It's on my Facebook page. But if anybody want, I'll send a link to you. I'll send it to him. He can share it for me.
Absolutely.
You can watch me on Facebook mainly. So right now I'm just building my stream up. So I'm working towards branching out, getting bigger. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Stutterbox TV. I also have a clothing line too called Stutterbox Clothing. So you can.
And they going ham with the Stutterbox t-shirts in the fashion, because I see them. I think that's the first where I first saw it. I didn't know what it was, and I was just on Instagram, and I was like, man, that's about the third time I seen a shirt that says Stutterbox. Yeah. I think me and Joran were at. What was we at? We was getting some wings somewhere.
Shout out to Joran too, man.
Yeah, we were getting wings somewhere, and I saw the guy that was working behind the counter had a shirt on. I said, "Hey, man," I said, "What is Stutterbox?" Because I saw the shirts, and I'm like, "All right, what?" Because at first I didn't know it was here in town. Then I saw the guy. We went to get some wings. I would tell y'all the name, but they ain't paying us, so I went and he had the shirt on, so I asked him, and that's where he pointed me to your page. And then Joran was like, "Yeah, you ain't know," and I was like, "Nah, I didn't know." So that's how I came about it. And so you guys make sure that you got. And Malcolm Jones is on Facebook where you can watch the episodes.
Malcolm Jones
as well. All right. And anything you want the people to know about, any upcoming events or anything you want the people to know?
Oh yes, I got a fashion show coming up August 13th. At 32A with Shanika Farrell.
All
So
right.
I got a fashion show coming up. I got one also coming up the end of August. I'm gonna get more details to get y'all back so y'all can tune in with that.
Yep.
I got a show next Sunday. One of your friends on
Yep.
a special guest.
Absolutely.
T Mill, one of his people coming to my show next Sunday. I just got a lot of projects going on, so I'm steady working, steady grinding, because that's the main thing. Like, you have to keep being consistent. That's the key to success.
Absolutely.
Consistent, hard work, dedication, and keeping God first.
Being consistent, man. And you know people are going to ask about the fashion show. So
Yeah.
I want y'all to, because I know a lot of models are going to be watching, and people are going to want to get involved. So make sure y'all hit them up to check out the fashion show and check more about about his television show.
I got new clothes coming out too for the women's. I got tights coming out, crop tops, workout gear, everything. Everything's coming out soon. Y'all heard it here first. I wasn't gonna tell you. I was just gonna do it, but
that's what I'm talking about. Exclusives.
I thought I'd let y'all know live on T-Mill instead of
exclusive on
right
In
here.
Tune with T-Mill.
We here.
Holloway's got. He said, "What's the
J Over? What's up, man?"
He said, "What's the most amazing story that you've had a chance to review on your program?" That's a good question, Holloway. Holloway be at the bottom of the ocean with some of these questions. So what's the so again he says, what's the most amazing story that you've had a chance to review on your program?
The most amazing story, I had to say a girl named Titiana. She was she was battling homosexuality. I've been knowing her since I first started school, and I thought like she'd be a good fit to come on my show and describe how she overcame that and just changed her life around, how she gave her life to God. And I didn't know that she was dealing with that at one point in time. I didn't know she was a homosexual. I didn't know. Once, I think like a month or two before I started my show, I had talked to her. She said, "Malcolm, you know, I heard you got a show coming out. I want to tell my story about my homosexuality ways."
And that was your first time hearing about it?
That was my first time hearing about it. When she came on the show, she just changed my whole theory about who she was.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good feedback. Like a lot of people said, I didn't know that either. Like, how did she overcome that? Because people always say like, it's certain things you can't overcome. I feel like in life you can overcome a lot of things, anything. I don't care who he is. Yeah. You can be a drug guy. You can overcome that. So if she can overcome her homosexuality, why can't I come over the things I did?
Yeah, I seen a dude last week somewhere in Ohio. He graduated at 83.
Yeah.
You know, and so, I mean, y'all may feel some type of way about it, but it just goes to show that you can still make things happen. It's never too late for whatever you're trying to go through. And then her story, again, why your program is so important and what you're doing is, where else is she going to go to tell that story?
Nobody.
And then who else is going to watch? You know what I mean? So
she come on right. She come outside. See, the thing behind my show is real people real life, real situations.
Tell them again, what's about
real people, real life, real situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody on my show that went through something, that overcame something, and they real. This ain't no Love and Hip Hop. I ain't bashing Love and Hip Hop because I watch it.
Right.
But this ain't my show. Ain't about.
It's
real.
A balance. You know what I'm saying? So you got the ratchet.
Yeah.
And now you got the real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Get a little ratchet. Get a little real. That's all you need. You know, you got to have that balance. To again, so creating that balance, man, in your program and again your show. I want everybody to make sure that you go tune in, check it out, subscribe, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Again, check them out. It's Stutterbox TV, and also on Facebook, Malcolm Jones. To again, send them your questions, send them your guest suggestions, and blow it up. Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, when everybody complains that, oh man, we don't have, we need an independent TV program, or we need this, or we need, I want to hear stories about overcoming struggles, or overcoming homosexuality, or being successful, like how to be an engineer, whatever it is. And now you have a program that's doing that, about telling real stories. I want a show that's about real people and real stories. Here it is. All you got to do is build it up, and that's how you get it to the bigger platforms. To where you get it. How on a bigger scale, and again to share it. We got the power to make these things a lot bigger than life. So that's what it's about, man.
Like I tell everybody, like my life ain't always been pieces of cream. I done struggled. I went to bed hungry. I didn't get my lights been cut off. I didn't got a plenty of eviction notice. I'm not ashamed to tell nobody that because I want nobody to think, oh, his life's so good, his life's so great, because it's not. I want everybody to know I struggle. I'm still struggling.
Yeah, absolutely.
But my struggle is just to fight. If I can get up every morning and fight each and every day to get what I want to get to in life, if I got to fight anybody, any struggle I go through, I got to fight to get to what I'm going to get, I'll do it.
Absolutely.
To be successful. And
it's easy to give up.
It's easy to give up.
It's
hard to fight.
So the more you fight, the more you fight, trust me, you're gonna thank yourself later for not giving up on yourself. All right? And And speaking of which, and we were talking about peaches and cream. I don't know why I thought about it. I grew up on peaches and cream. Peaches and cream oatmeal. Like to this day, I'm going to hell with that, man. Now in Gadsden, before we let you go, I always got to know this because I always like places. See, I'm talking about food already. Where's some of your favorite places, or what is your number one? Because I want to do a survey. I want to find all the clutch places to eat. You know, just that one spot that you go to, whether it's grandma's house or it's a restaurant, whatever. But what's your number one place to go to and eat? No matter how many times you've had it, it's good, just as the first time that you've had it. What's your clutch place where you're like, look, I got to get this, and I can't get it from nowhere else but here?
In Gaston?
Anywhere.
I had to say Papa Do's.
Okay, yeah.
That's my favorite restaurant.
All right.
I can't get it in Huntsville. I can't get it in Gaston.
Nope.
I drive to Birmingham now and go get it because I love seafood.
Absolutely.
I love
and
seafood.
both of them are good because the one in Birmingham, I didn't know if it was going to be as good as the one in the A, but it's just as good. So shout out to them for being able to keep it, like that, because some places can't. You go to one spot and it's different than the other one.
Every Papa Do's in Georgia, I go to Marietta, Buckhead. I'm going because that's my favorite. That's my favorite fish and grits. That's what I grew up on.
That's what I'm talking about. Fish and grits. That's what I'm talking about. Have you had the fish and grits over here at the Dish?
No, I haven't.
All right. So on the Parkway, behind JD Byrider,
okay,
it's a spot called the Dish. It's right next to EQ Labs.
Okay.
And new restaurant that just opened up maybe a couple months ago or last year. I don't know when they opened up. I know they got fish and grits.
Okay.
And so, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I won't say it's Papa Do's, but just try it out.
I'd try it out.
You know what I'm saying? Try it out. They open, 5 or 6 days a week. Definitely got some good fish and grits, man. Shrimp and grits, all that good stuff. So, man, we're talking about food, so we're going to have to get up out of here and find something to eat. In Tune with T-Mill. You guys watching on Facebook Live, thank you. And for those of y'all that are watching on YouTube, appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe and keep it going, man. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by Paradox East, PalisadeHills.net, and the Maitland Conservatory. This episode is produced by Sunshine Enterprises. And here at the Maitland Conservatory, they strive to bring inner talents to fruition. The Maitland Conservatory is a community-based contemporary arts education entity designed to give students hands-on training and experience in areas such as music production, contemporary instrumental training, vocal coaching, leadership, and much, much more. What makes them unique is their specialized curricula, their growth and matriculation concept, infusion of positivity, and their foundational edifice, leadership and core connection. So please visit the Maitland Conservatory on Facebook. Go to their website, themaitlandconservatory.org. They have a music production class coming up July 22nd. And then we'll also have a songwriting class, free songwriting class, free $99. All y'all producers out there, people that are wanting to learn how to produce, if you want to learn how to write songs, for all the information, they're going to have Grammy Award-winning songwriters and producers right here. I won't tell you their names because I want you to go do your homework and check them out. All right, so go to themaitlandconservatory.org or go to Facebook and you can sign up for the class. One of them's already sold out, so they got overflow seating. So when you show up to church late and everybody's already there and you got to stand outside and watch it, that's what it's going to be like. So make sure you sign up to get your overflow seating and your overflow ticket. It is free $99. Music production, songwriting, right here at the Maitland Conservatory. All right. So on behalf of the show, everybody watching, Malcolm, really appreciate you coming by the show.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you being on here too as well, man. Really blessing.
All right. And for those of y'all watching, stay tuned. We're going to have Doc Savage and J Love coming up next. So don't go nowhere on Facebook Live. We'll go live in another minute with Doc Savage and J Love. This is Malcolm Jones, our special guest, changing the status quo. Let's give it up for Malcolm one time. I mean, we got some people in the building.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me on here.
All right. In Tune with T-Mill, we out.
We out.